2. Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We are thankful for Thanksgiving and a huge Thanksgiving weekend with a football game that not only we're looking forward to, but everybody in the country. Yet again, the Baltimore Ravens are playing the game of the week. This guy played a few games of the week in his day and many, many travels in the National Football League. I think he's got friends and a free place to crash everywhere, including here in Baltimore, where he played for the Ravens in 2008. I see him at the Super Bowl. He's one of the more popular folks around there. Out of Fresno State and still in fighting shape after 16 years in the National Football League and hanging out in the Bay Area with my pal Matt Nahagian at 95.7 The Game. We welcome Lorenzo Neal back on. You can follow him on Twitter and out on Instagram. You can follow his lad as well on Twitter, but he is Lorenzo Neal. What is going on, man? The greatest show on earth. You guys are bringing it here to see Lamar Jackson. This has been a hell of a story, Lo.
No question. This has been an unbelievable ride for both these two clubs. Who would have thought at the beginning of the season these two teams would be riding high? And I really believe this may be a preview for that's right. Well, I'll see you in Miami. Pack your bags. Let's go Niners. Let's go Ravens. Two teams that I'm watching close. And I'll tell you right now, the Niners understand what's at stake here. This is a big game for both these clubs, even though it's out of conference, both NFC and AFC. Both these two teams, I think, will find a way maybe to be the number one seed. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough sledding, tough cotton for the San Francisco 49ers. But we got a young kid by the name of Nicky Bosa, and we might have D Ford back, and we got Buckner, and we got DJ Jones, and there's another guy we got that's got 10 sacks, another interior lineman. That's right, and he's playing outstanding. Armstead, 10 sacks. We got the Twin Towers in the middle. That's coming for Lamar Jackson, baby.
And then you got to go tackle him after all that.
Yeah, we got a guy. You know what? He doesn't wear 52, but he wears number 54. That's right. And this guy, Freddie Warner, you're going to remember this name, Fred Warner. Mark it down, write it down, mark the tape. I can't wait to see this guy get after Lamar Jackson. Jeff Jackson. I'm telling you right now, these San Francisco 49ers, they're all jacked up, and they're jacked up not on Mountain Dew, but it's after Lamar Jackson. They want him, they love him, but they want some more of it.
Sounds like you're 10-1 out there. Lorenzo Neal joining us from the Bay Area, getting ready for some football here. Lo, I guess for you, who did what you did for a living, right? This is sort of a dream offense, right? Like if you could come back and play and downhill on, and crack down on some guys and opening up some lanes and maybe get the ball yourself once in a while. This has been a fascinating thing to watch the Ravens over 18 months put this together around Lamar and circle him not just with players who can execute this offense, but also there's some humility involved in this because there's no wide receiver going to get 12 receptions this week. There's no running back that's going to be a workhorse getting the ball 25 times, right? But from in concert and pro personnel drafting the kinds of guys that they've brought in, and then Greg Roman to run this thing and X and O it up to really complement everything Lamar does and does well, and then you got to hand it to Lamar because he's gotten better at throwing the football, he's gotten better at reading defenses, he's gotten better about keeping his body safe from your DeForest Buckner mauling him, on Sunday, right? So this has been a hell of a story over the last 6 weeks, but we're only 6 weeks into it, right?
It really has, and I think that you got to give not just that, but Ozzie as he left the building, left Hardball in the right place, and you got to give Ozzie a lot of credit, but also Coach Hardball, man. I love that man. I love the Hardball family. I just know, the Hardball. What does he stand for? He's tough. He's physical. He wants guys to have skin like an armadillo. That's his saying. But I'll tell you right now, this guy is an epitome of coaches. I think that he's on a very, very short list for Coach of the Year. You got to look at him, Tomlin, and you got to throw in Cal Shanahan. These guys have been coaching outstanding. And Hardball, for this guy to just say, you know what, instead of everyone zigging, I'm going to zag. I'm going to go back to this read offense. I'm going to put my quarterback in a great situation. I'm going to turn it over to Lamar Jackson. Let Joey, let a guy that won a Super Bowl, Flacco, out the building. That took some courage. That took a lot of heart. And it's panned out right for this team and this organization. Baltimore is a Class A organization, and I'll tell you right now, it's been a treat watching him play. The guy has gotten, I think we're talking about most improved. You see Lamar Jackson, even though he's got an awkward throwing style, I hear so many people talking about, he can't throw the ball. Are you watching this guy throw the ball? You watch his accuracy. You watch he loves the tight end. I like it that they run the fullback. I love it that they don't just let Lamar Jackson get hit. They don't run that zone read often to the open side for guys can be hitting and tee off on him. They usually protect him with the tight end and bring the big fullback across in motion, and they get downhill. It's 4 yards in a cloud of dust, and it's so hard for defenses because of the fact you got to stay home and you got to play your technique, because if you over pursue or if you just think it's Lamar Jackson, that running game, it makes the defense stay at home. It's just going to be an interesting matchup. Two teams that their strengths are deep, two teams that they like to run the ball, and the Niners have a great defense. But everyone's talking about this Niner defense. I think people need to really watch this Baltimore defense as well. You're talking about getting 4, not 3, not 2, not 4, but 4 guys off the street pretty much and changing this defense in about 5 weeks. And now this defense turned into one of the top-tier defenses as well. So not only are you worried about Lamar Jackson, you got two teams that have good defenses, and it's going to be hell for Baltimore to try to slow down Jimmy G in this offense too, because your guy, you're talking about Lamar Jackson, that is, I'll tell you what, our guy that's like that, that's comparable on offense, he doesn't touch the ball as much as Lamar Jackson, but I'll tell you what, he's a nightmare, and he can't be stopped, and that's none under the hey diddle, Kittle down the middle. You have fun trying to stop that guy. I don't care if you put a linebacker on him. He's too fast for a linebacker. He's too strong for a safety. If George Kittle's at his best, that's going to be hell. I love this matchup. This is a game reminds me back in the day. I think you know where I'm going. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. We lost to them 3 times when I was there in Baltimore, but that was one of the hardest hitting games. This is going to be the black and blue game. This is mano a mano. It's going to be a physical game. Two teams, they said if you can't get along, you might as well get it on. And I'm telling you right now, on Sunday, come 10 o'clock, they're going to get it on.
Lorenzo Neal, Lowe, joining us here. You can follow him out on Twitter. He's out in the Bay Area covering the 49ers, still down in Fresno State. And I got to catch up with Pat Hill sometime soon. I got some friends down in the Valley there as well. I was on the radio for a little while in Fresno as well. Lowe, the thing about this offense that I saw last year with the runs on first down, they're in 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3 all day long. And I think when you're trying to operate like that, certainly defensively, when you're getting gashed 6, 7, 8 yards on first down, I've seen them literally just demoralize the other defense.
Not only I think you got to look at the be fair and balanced. You saw the San Francisco 49ers demoralize his defenses too by running the ball. Both these two teams want to win on 1st and 2nd down and get it in 3rd and manageable, because you got a lot of plays for 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. You got plenty of plays. There's not a lot of plays for 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, unless you got a guy like Lamar, because this guy can create things with his legs. But I'm telling you, I watched last week, and I watched that Rams game and watched Lamar Jackson and what this Raven team did. They made him quit. They made them the no-moss game. That was a no-moss game. And then what they do the week before that when they took on the Houston Texans, you look at the Houston Texans quarterback, this guy hadn't lost a game by double digits since Moby Dick was a minnow. In college, he didn't lose by double digits. In the pros, he never lost by double digits. And they came in and slapped John Watson around. This Raven team, they're a team, and these two teams have a lot in common. They seem like they all get along with one another. They love playing football. You see with Richard Sherman, the vocal leader for this particular team, the Niners, and you guys went out and got a safety that's from the Legion of Doom. That both these teams got a leader on their team. So I just love this matchup. I love what Baltimore is doing, and I love what the Niners are doing. That's why these two teams, to me, are the two best teams in the NFL, and I think they're going to meet in the Super Bowl no matter what the outcome of this game, because both these teams are physical, and one thing they do great is run the football, and they're physical and want to get downhill. So this is going to be a heavyweight fight. I know you can't wait. I can't wait. I'm just ready to get my popcorn and a little turkey casserole on Sunday. I'm just upset that they didn't flex this game to the Sunday night, or maybe to an afternoon game.
Hey, man, tell me about your former teammate, John Lynch, you putting this thing together. That was an unorthodox sort of hire when it happened and how it happened and, coming out of the booth and doing all that. And obviously, Ozzie was an unorthodox hire 25 years ago for Art Modell as well. But John Lynch has put that thing together. And, my pal Mike Nolan went out there and tried to run it for a little while. And, Jim Harbaugh couldn't get along out there, and Trent Baalke. The York family took some hits. Then they moved the team from Candlestick down to Santa Clara where no one wanted to go. And now they're 10-1 coming in here. And Jim Harbaugh and Colin Kaepernick, all that feels like ancient history, even Super Bowl 47. It's a completely different outfit, Joe Staley not aside, but this thing's gotten turned around very, very quickly in San Francisco.
It really did, and I would be remiss if we didn't mention, like you said, what John Lynch has been able to do. One of my former teammates, a guy that I played with in Tampa, and also played many Pro Bowls with this guy, and played college, went to All-Star games together. John Lynch has been incredible. What he's done, he's brought in some talent, and he's missed on some, just like Ozzy's missed, and who hasn't missed in the National Football League. And it's always tough for GMs because if you're a former athlete, you're going to get more criticism and more skepticism than a lot of people will, and they won't give them the same type of levity. And it's great that John Lynch has put together a team that plays defense. And I think Harbaugh's the same way. They understand that offense entertains, but defense wins championships. And I think that you look at it, you look at what the defense has been able to do for Lamar Jackson, they get him the ball. So when you get the team the ball, an offense like that, the ball, that many times, he just wears guys out. I watched that game when they played the Patriots and took them down. That game was just unbelievable. It wasn't even close. The score is not a true indicator how that game went. If you watch that defense, which was the number one defense and still is, those guys were hanging their tongues out. Lamar Jackson ran them crazy. It's just hard. I mean, you get a greyhound, you get a jackrabbit out there. That jackrabbit will bust his heart. Even though that greyhound will try to run all day, that's the thing. This team, the Niners, they're built like greyhound. They can run, they can do things, but they haven't seen a quarterback. I know Russell Wilson, an elite quarterback. I know Russell Wilson's probably a Hall of Famer. Kyler Murray should bring something, but I'm telling you right now, this guy is different. He's different than Russell Wilson, way faster than Russell Wilson. He's better than when you look at the young rookie, what he's been able to do in Arizona, Kyler Murray. He's faster than Kyler Murray. Lamar Jackson is unbelievable. He's the closest thing to Michael Vick, but the biggest difference, he's more accurate than Michael Vick. And this team, the organization, Roman, and what Harbaugh's been able to do, they put an offense that works for him. They didn't say, hey, we want you to adapt to this. They made an offense that's going to adapt to his strengths, and that's been the tell of the tape. And I just like them as a team. I know Lamar Jackson gets all the credit, but I'm telling you right now, the defense does not get the credit they deserve, and I think that makes them hungry, and I think that makes them very, very desperate, a great team, because everyone's talking about Lamar, but in that locker room, they know, you ask Lamar, he'll give a lot of credit to that defense.
He is Lorenzo Neal. He played here back in 2008 toward the end of his illustrious National Football League career. Now doing some radio up in the Bay Area for my pals at 95.7. Coming in here this weekend, the 10-1 gaudy San Francisco 49ers and the Ravens, the hottest team in the land. Hey, Lo, really appreciate the visit, man. I hope to see you in Miami in a Purple Rain 3 environment with an opportunity. I know I see you at the Super Bowl every year. Everybody here's packing bags, making flights, doing all that stuff. It really has been a level of excitement that I honestly have never seen here in 25 years in Baltimore, man.
Well, hey, you know what? Thanks for having me on. We got to do it again. Cheers. Good luck to you guys. And I think this is going to be a rematch. I think this is going to be a preview of the Super Bowl, what we're going to see in Miami.
You're about the 10th person that said that this week. I can only hope you're right. Thanks. There he goes, Lorenzo Neal. You can follow him out on Twitter at 95.7 The Game out in the Bay Area with Joe Lowe and Dibs and the CSN Bay Area and Fresno State and all that other good stuff. He also does some motivational speaking. He got me pretty damn motivated. I didn't even have any Rofo coffee this morning. I do have my new Baltimore Positive gear, courtesy of our friends at Strategic Factory. So I want to give a shout out to Jeff and Keith and all the folks out at Strategic Factory. And wishing everybody out there happy Thanksgiving. We're going to see you at the ballpark on Sunday. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST, Towson, Baltimore. And we never stop talking Thanksgiving and Baltimore sports.